Welcome to Thrive, team. Thank you for joining me, and I'm really honored to introduce this beautiful life-changing course to you. My name is Lou. I'm a master breathwork instructor. I'm a high school teacher and formerly a military psychological examiner, where I spent 11 years working with elite soldiers in high pressure environments. Today, when I'm not teaching 15-year-olds, I help people just like you understand their nervous systems and to give them practical tools to help regulate it, tools that actually work and are not just a one-off or a quick fix. So the purpose of this module is to introduce you to Thrive, which is a 4-module program designed to help you feel calmer, less overwhelmed, and more in control. Now, not just through willpower or pushing harder, because we all know that that has an expiry date, but through understanding how your nervous system actually works, being able to feel that in the body, and then having the correct tools and knowing when and how to apply them. So, over the next 4 modules, we're going to explore something that affects every part of your life, the nervous system, how to work with it, which tools to apply, as I've just mentioned. So, the goal to help you enjoy your relationships more fully, to feel better in your daily life, and to actually have the correct tools that you know that work for you to navigate daily stress. This isn't just theory, there's lots of practical elements of it as we go. They're all science backed and they're all little things that you can do every day consistently to help you enhance your overall health and well-being. So let's dive in. So, what is this course? Let me actually be really clear what this course is not. And it is not a traditional wellness course. This isn't about drinking more water, going for walks, practicing gratitude. All those things are really great, and I absolutely recommend you engage with them. But Thrive is a neuroscience based journey into understanding how your nervous system works, why it does what it does, and how you can take back some level of control. So, what you'll learn is you'll learn the science behind stress, activation, shutdown, and everything that happens in between those different states. You'll understand why you freeze when you actually want to speak up, why you snap when you don't actually mean to, and why you feel disconnected or shut down even when you might want to be present. And here's the really important part. You'll learn actually what to do about all that. Not through just understanding, but through the practical experiences that we weave in through all of these modules. So who is this course for? Let's just pause for a quick moment. And as I speak, just see if any of this lands with you or if you can relate. So this course is for those that feel burnt out, stressed, or overwhelm. Maybe this is your everyday reality, or maybe this feels like it accumulates over time. You're simply tired of just trying to push through. Maybe you're done with surface level coping strategies. So you actually want to understand the why things trigger you, and not just how to manage those symptoms. Maybe you're curious about the body-brain connection, but you don't want the confusing science jargon. You just want it explained in plain English so you can understand and move forward. Or maybe you're ready to break the autopilot cycle. So you want to actually choose how you respond instead of reacting the same way over and over and repeating old stories or old patterns. Maybe you want real practical tools, not just another awareness session that leaves you feeling inspired for 20 minutes and then nothing changes, or it's just this huge one-off experience, but you don't know how to incorporate that into your everyday. Now, if any of that resonates with you, you've found yourself in the right place. This course is designed for people who are ready to do the work, not just engage in quick fixes. So over the next 4 modules, we're going to move through every module with or in an intentional sequence. So the first module, this is the foundation. So without this module, without an understanding of what your nervous system is and why it does what it does, Every coping tool you try and employ, it's just going to be a guessing game. When you understand your response, then you can apply the correct tool. So specifically in this module, what we're going to look at is what your nervous system is and why it matters. So it's not just about stress, it's about how you experience safety, connection, how you perceive threat, and maybe even move into shutdown. We're going to look at the 3 states of our nervous system. So our ventral vagal, our sympathetic, and our dorsal vagal, and what it feels like to be in each of one of those. And we're going to start to recognize glimmers, so moments of safety, and flags, so moments of perceived threat. So this module is really about recognition. Once you see the pattern, then you can start to change it. Module 2, this is interoception, so feeling your nervous system. So in module 1, we learn to understand the nervous system, and here in module 2, we start to feel it. So in module 2, we learn to enhance our interoception, which is the ability to tune into your body's signals. This is where you start to notice, that's what anxiety feels like in my chest. Or, that's what numbness in my body feels like. We start to connect the dots here and we realize that your body actually speaks a language. We just have to learn it. So specifically what we're going to learn is what is interoception. As I've just mentioned, it's the ability to sense what's happening inside your body, how to read your body signals with precision. So is it tight, open, heavy, light? Is it buzzing? Does it feel floaty and numb? As I said, your body has a language, and here we're going to learn to speak it. So this is where it gets really real, because once you can feel your nervous system, then we can start to employ the right tools to influence it. And that's where we move into module 3, where we actually start to learn breathwork techniques and look at what your window of tolerance is. So your breath is the most powerful nervous system tool that you've got. It's the only part of your autonomic nervous system that you can consciously control. And when you change your breath, you can shift your state. So specifically, we're going to look at what the window of tolerance is, which is the zone where you can think clearly, you can respond with flexibility, and you can feel regulated. We're going to look at how to expand your window of tolerance so you can handle more stress without flipping into dysregulation. And there's actually 4 essential breathing techniques that we're actually going to teach, and you're going to experience and go away and practice daily to see which ones work for you and which ones might be not so effective. So really in this module, what we're giving you is real impactful tools that are backed by neuroscience. It's not fluff. It's real evidence, and you'll feel it within a couple of minutes. The last module that we're going to explore is mindset, stories, and choices. So module 4 brings it all together by exploring your mindset, old stories, and hopefully making better choices for yourself. What we're going to cover is how the stories you tell yourself shape your nervous system and behavior. We'll explore the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset and why that actually matters. How psychological flexibility can help you respond instead of react, and as well as a practical framework to map your situation, emotions, thoughts, and choices so that you can move forward more aligned with the type of person that you want to be. So maybe you've noticed each module actually builds from the last. So in the first module, we're building the foundation. So you understand the science and the why. Then we're going to build awareness. So you're going to start to feel it in your body. Then you're going to learn the tools, so breath work to help kind of shift your states. And then last, we're actually building lasting change through changing your stories, strengthening your mindset, and hopefully making better choices for yourself. So it's progression. Each step matters. Please don't skip ahead. As I said, these modules have been very strategically created one after the other. It's a very powerful sequence. So, what you're actually going to walk away with, you're going to walk away with a deep understanding of how your nervous system works, not just intellectually, but you're going to have a felt sense of it as well. You're going to learn real tools to regulate yourself in moments of stress and over long term. Your personal nervous system map. So you're going to learn and map out what triggers you, how you respond to those triggers, and what actually helps you come back to your window of tolerance or helps you regulate. You're going to be taught a toolkit of practices that are customized to what actually works for you, not what works for me, not what works for Joanne, who lives next door, but actually what works for you. You're going to walk away with a confidence in your ability to notice and shift your own state. So you're not at the mercy of your reactions anymore. You get to choose to respond in the way that you want to. And a foundation for lifelong nervous system resilience. As I've said before, this is not a quick fix. This is lifelong understanding of body awareness and regulating tools. So how this course is going to work, let me walk you through the structure. So each module includes teaching. So I'm going to explain the science, the why, and the how in plain language. There'll be guided practices that we get to do together so you can experience it and feel it in your body. And there's also going to be home play practices. So it's kind of like homework, but a little bit more fun. So the ideal approach for this is one module per week or one module after the other with a significant gap in between so you can integrate your learning. The guided practices mean you're not just going to hear or learn about the techniques, you're actually going to experience them under my guidance to get that felt sense, and then you're going to practice them in your home play. Now, home play is tracking an exploration between the modules. I like to say it's the integration. Now, it's not busy work. We're not just doing it to prove something. It's how your learning deepens, and it's how you get to really understand yourself. The nervous system changes through felt experiences, not just learning information. So we really need to prioritize practice over theory. And we also need to prioritize consistency over intensity. So it's not just a one-off thing. And here's what you can expect. You can expect lots of new information that will make instant sense. So you'll have lots of aha moments. Moments of recognition of like, that's why I do what I do. That's why I keep repeating these same patterns. I get it. Practical tools that you can use immediately. So not someday, not after you master something, immediately. It'll be a safe, judgment-free space to explore yourself. The home play that actually matters. Everything has a purpose here. It's not time filling. And a nervous system science that changes how you see yourself. So when you understand why you react the way you do, shame dissolves, understanding comes in, compassion takes place, and you can start to change the way you do things by choice. So let me take a moment here to share some of the feedback that we've received from people who have done this course. So I don't feel so much shame for my reactions. Now I understand why I respond the way I do. When you understand your biology, your patterns, your blueprint, the shame dissolves. And like I said before, compassion and understanding takes its place. I feel proud of myself that I have simple, easy to use tools to help me act rather than react. I wonder if they're a parent. You'll have the tools you can use before a difficult conversation, after a stressful moment, responding to your kids, practical tools that will help you in the moment. And this is my favorite one. I'm not broken. My nervous system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So when we stop slapping labels on ourselves and we actually start to understand what's going on, everything shifts. You move from what's wrong with me or this is just me and you move into a space of, oh, this is actually happening inside of me. I understand it and I have the tools to shift it. So we're just going to pause here and I'd love to ask you a question. You're welcome to close your eyes while I ask this question and just see where it lands. How different would your life feel if you could read every body sensation as clear as a language? In each moment of pain, tension, or emotion, you knew exactly what your nervous system or body was trying to tell you. And you knew exactly what tool you could use to shift that. How would your life be different? So what we're going to ask of you moving through this course is show up with curiosity and openness. Drop the judgment. We don't need perfection. We just need curiosity. Try the practices, even if they feel a little bit strange at first. There'll be breath work. There'll be other grounding activities we're going to guide you through. They might feel a little bit unfamiliar, a little bit woo-woo, but just give them a try. Please do the home play between the modules. This is really where the integration happens and you get to understand your body. Notice what happens in your body and your life. So start paying attention. What shifts? What feels different? How more attuned are you to your body? And how does it impact your relationships with others as well as yourself? Also, be willing to see yourself differently. This work changes how you relate to yourself. It requires openness, curiosity, and vulnerability. Now, again, the nervous system responds to consistency. So small daily practices compound into real, long-lasting change. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. So here's my question for you. Are you ready? Ready to understand yourself? Ready to feel your body? Ready to take control of your responses? If your answer is yes, then I encourage you, let's jump straight into module 1, which is understanding your nervous system. I'll see you there.